we need an address over here, and I think the social links over here. And is there anything else remaining? Yeah, I think that's the only things that are still remaining, or maybe all right reserved. That is the last thing we need to put over here. Okay, now we are going to use this same paragraph, duplicate it, and I'm going to move it outside these buttons. Okay, so where are we creating everything? Okay, so these are outside the footer, so I'm going to move them inside the footer like this. Okay, so they are now inside the footer. Okay, so everything looks good. Okay, so where we were last time, this is the place we were on the last time. Okay, so here is our office. You can see once you have established your own design pattern or system, it will be very easy for you to implement it and use it carefully and create awesome looking designs with it. Okay, so I'm going to select this and color it with this one. Okay, you can also use this color or maybe black color, it's up to you. Okay, so black color is also looking good, this one. Okay, so I'm going to, there are many ways you can emphasize this one. Okay, so you can also use bold over here and change the color to same white, and you can leave it like this. Okay, so let's see what is the line height, because it is looking a bit odd for me. No, I think line height is perfect. Okay, so we need 4 icons over here, so I am going to use a very handy trick which is called social icon fonts. You can see over here I have few of them lined up, so let's duplicate it and use some social font, icon font. Okay, so we can use this one, social or regular. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, social or regular. So what we need is Facebook and not Amazon. Maybe I need Behance, LinkedIn. Okay, so these are very small. You can choose anyone you like. Actually, you need to just type in few words. Okay, so if I try to use something like this, so I'm going to use F. If I press just F, you can see the Facebook icon, then Twitter, W. Okay, so I'm going to just put some random over here because it will be very difficult for me to find the right ones. Okay, so I'm going to use these 4, and the font size I'm going to use could be 64, something like this. Let's turn on my grids and see what I'm doing over here. Okay, so these are called social fonts. You can install them and they are going to give you some shapes like these, and you can just use them in your designs. You don't need to bring in different shapes or icons. Okay, so if you want to use some SVG or any icons, you can use them, but I normally do something like this, and it is very handy for me. Okay, so let's move it outside this. Okay, where is our office address? Let's move this one out, and we are going to align them like this, or maybe like this. Sorry, it should be like this. Okay, now the problem is I think it's in there is some problem, which is this box. Okay, so make sure it is sized accurately, otherwise they are not going to align up. Okay, so here we have these both. I have aligned both of them, and if you want to change the size, you can change the size of these. Our fancy office is looking great, and I think maybe you can use Yorkton bold font, which is our second font over here. You can replace it like this. Okay, so it is looking more cool, more good like this. You can also increase the line height if you want to, something like this, but I think the line height was good. It was not looking odd. Okay, now this is complete. Let's adjust our line heights and everything else. Okay, so let's see where we can change everything. Let's first change the grid size over here, maybe something like this. Okay, now okay, so we have the space at the top, which is going to be ready to take. I think we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let's use 8 over here, and we are going to use 2 over here. Okay, so we had something like this. And we are going to move it over here. Okay, so it is looking perfect. Let's move it a bit up over here. And for the buttons, I'm going to get them both into a group, buttons, and I'm going to move them a bit up, maybe here. Okay, so they are not lined up. Let's line them up first. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so they are lined up very perfectly with this grid. Let's move them, these two elements, a bit more up. Let's zoom out and see how it is balancing. Yeah, I think it's looking good, but maybe, yeah, now they are looking perfect. I don't remember if I have missed something, but I think they are looking great. Okay, now we are going to size our canvas. Okay, so what we need over here is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let's see what we had at the top. Oops, what is wrong with this? Okay, now the only thing left is that we need to change the bottom of this size, this design, which is this area. We need to clip it, and for that I'm going to use again a block of 48 pixel high. Okay, and I am going to make it wide, the same width. Okay, so it is going to be at the top of these. Okay, so I'm going to align it at the bottom like this. Okay, now I am going to see what size is remaining over here, because it's a bit difficult for me to calculate. Now I'm going to see 163. Okay, so I need to remove 163 pixels from our artboard. So let's move to the artboard, and I'm going to remove 163 from this height. It is going to be 3500 minus 163, 3337 divided by 8. Let's see, it's 417 by 8, 3336. Okay, so the size should be 3336. Okay, so this is the perfect size. Okay, now we are going to remove this white bar from here, and the second thing is we are going to hide our grid, and voila, our design is perfectly ready. Okay, so this is how we are going to use artboards and create an awesome design that is vertically aligned and everything. Okay, so there are few more changes I did over here, which is like I changed the button to black, and also this gradient effect, I changed it to be this one, this darker gradient we used in our, okay, so in our exercise. And also I changed the angle. The angle is now 140 like this. Okay, so the angle is almost from here. So I changed few things over here. Then you can see this design is looking great, And if you have any questions, do ask me. In the next series, we are going to create tablet views and mobile views for this design. Why I used artboards? We would have designed it without artboards because this Zeppelin plugin it needs artboards. Okay, so we are going to export this artboard to Zeppelin to create some awesome things for our developers. Okay, I am open to any questions. If you need me to answer any questions, you can ask me anytime. Okay, so let's move on to the next lesson.